Thank you, Riv. And kind of the big story for this game was the lane swap. And Dignitas actually playing it out pretty well with the Tristana Janna in denying that CS and experience to Hecarim. But Gravity managed to get back into the game.
They had such a good start, using the really quick shove of Tristana and Janna to get on the other side of the turret before Keen could get in experience range. But then there was that mishap after the lanes, got back to normal, and Sion tried to fight Hecarim in the minion wave, and Hecarim was able to shove Sion all the way back to base and get the wave all the way into the turret. After that, they lost their huge advantage that they had, discrepancy with experience and gold of the top laners, and the rest of the game was honestly a pretty mixed bag.
Yeah, and also the fact that Sion, is very powerful and had to level up over Hecarim, but the ignite that he brings to the lane gives him that type of pressure to get in there and make that kind of comeback. So we saw him slowly but surely. I thought it was going to be another game where I'm like, Hanser loses a lane swap, he's not able to get any CS, but Gamsu kind of threw him a bone there and shoved the wave up and allowed him to freeze it again.
Yeah, Gravity have had problems using the Hecarim and trying to get through the early game, and it almost happened again.
Yeah.
But they did get...
It's like they don't know what to do when somebody shows up and Hecarim's like, okay, I can't get to the turret, and I just sit here for 3 minutes, 2 minutes, doing nothing and letting them clear wave after wave after wave, and he gets absolutely nothing for it.
Yeah, there was a substantial amount of time that he was there without anything to do. They even rotated Saint over, only then to make the realization that that wasn't going to help either.
Yeah, and then Saint just doesn't get any experience at that point. But then later on, Saint did a really good job of kind of pairing up with Bunny and Cop, making this 3-man roam squad that was just knocking down turrets. So they went top, they went bottom, they kept getting objectives, and that's kind of what got them into a good position in this game, was Saint being that 3-man squad with them, because that's a lot of CC on the Sejuani that supplements the Morgana lockup, that supplements the damage that Cop is bringing. So that's a very scary roam squad that nobody wants to mess with.
Yeah, one quick thing I want to hit on is, and Jat touched on it a little bit, is the idea that Gravity seems to be catching their opponents off guard a little bit with the fact that they have yesterday the Urgot mid.
The tower dives mid?
Exactly.
That was catching everybody off.
Right, yeah, exactly. Like, whoa. No, but that's part of my point, actually, is that they brought out the Fizz. They flex the Hecarim, right? They bring out the Fizz, but they put it mid lane, and they build it kind of bruisery AP. And although he wasn't having a ton of success in actually securing kills in the mid lane, right? They had the few attempted ganks in the mid lane. It seems like people aren't quite sure how to deal with these things, and that's an advantage in and of itself without having to actually get the kills off of it.
Yeah, so the individual play there, of course, it was another failed mid-tower dive. Not the cleanest, but I do like the new Fizz builds where since the AP ratios were taken down, he's not this bursty AP assassin that's going to 100% somebody like him once again. So you concentrate on building more utility. He built 2 auras, and the cooldown reduction from your Frozen Heart allows you to get so many more playful tricksters off that you're going to survive in the team fights for a long time and apply both of those auras for the entire duration. Plus, as we saw, he didn't have a problem dealing damage either. And once he got the Zanyas as well, it's so ridiculously hard to kill a Fizz with that much cooldown reduction and a Zanyas.
And the resistances, so that even when you are hitting him, you're not doing that much damage.
And then the Giant's Belt for health, he's just going tanky.
I think overall, though, the picture is really good for Gravity moving into playoffs. This is another. This is their 2-0 week. This is another win for them. They're feeling really, really confident moving into the playoffs and very secure in their spot.
Yeah, they move to 9-7. Of the 2 games they have left to play, they're playing Cloud9 and Team 8, who is the other team that they were tied with. So as long as they play that game out well, really, they're in a fantastic spot moving into the playoffs with some momentum. So overall, a solid win for them there. A win they definitely needed to pick up against Team Dignitas, but solid all around by them. Now we have to take a quick break, but don't go anywhere, because when we return, we'll jump straight into the long-awaited rivalry rematch between Team Solo Mid and Counter Logic Gaming. You're not going to want to miss it.
Bunny, do you have the sheet?
No, do you?
No.
What?
Bunny was even like sitting next to me. Pick up the sheet and come back here. Yeah.
Go now. You go now. You have to leave now.
Hurry.
You have to go now.
Every second counts.
Just go. Wait, David is not supposed to leave this
thing. Wait, he actually left?
Yeah. TP from both sides. Hanser from the base. Gamsu in right above them. Hanser on home guards. Binding lands. Gamsu no ult this time. He is right in the frying pan and he gets cooked up. There's Hanser to the backside of the fight. Kiwi Kid. Oh, the Glacial Prison hits core JJ and extends all the way to Kiwi. Very nicely done. Gravity take down Dignitas.